Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you a card trick that Shin Lim did on America's Got Talent, and I believe he also did it on the Ellen Show. So in this video, you will be seeing the performance, and then you'll learn the tutorial, and you can be just like Shin Lim. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so this is the performance of Shin Lim's trick on America's Got Talent, and let's get right into it. So what Shin did to start off the trick was he had one of his spectators just pick any card that he wanted. So he might have picked this card right here. And I'm going to show it to the camera. I don't want to see it. Like this. And then what Shin did was he had a spectator say stop when he was riffling his thumb down the side. So maybe right here. And what he did was he placed it in like this and squared up the cards. Then he gave it to a spectator to shuffle up, so the cards were completely mixed. Completely mixed into the deck like this. So Shin didn't know where the spectator's card was. Then, when the spectator gave the cards back to Shin, he went through and created some four piles. Four pretty equivalent piles in size, and yeah, that's pretty good. And then what Shin did was he gave each spectator a packet, and he kept one for himself. And he explained that in poker you always burn the top card, and he had each of the spectators do the same. They all burn the top card. And Shin explained that this was done to keep people from cheating. And then what Shin had his spectators do was shuffle up their cards and then randomly put them on top in whatever order they wanted to. Just shuffling them all up, just so all the cards were completely random. Like that. And then what Shin had his spectators do was just get rid of as many cards as they wanted to off the top of the deck. And Shin did this as well, just so they got rid of some cards. All right. And then what Shin did was he just got rid of those cards because they weren't necessary anymore. And then what Shin had his spectators do was just count the amount of cards they had. So one of the spectators had 4. Shin had maybe 7. Second spectator had 12. And the first spectator had 5. And then Shin asked the first spectator, who originally picked the card, if he would be impressed if his card was actually on top of his pile. And then Shin revealed that his card was actually on top of his pile. And then Shin also revealed that the 3 other 8s were on top of the 3 other piles. So that was the trick, guys, and I hope you liked it. Now let's get to the tutorial. And this is actually relatively simple, believe it or not, even though Cardmaster Shin Lim did perform it on America's Got Talent. But let's get right into it. So, it is a completely free choice by the spectator. It does not matter what card they choose. In this case, they might have chosen 2 of clubs, like this. And then what Shin did was whenever the spectator said stop, when he was running his thumb down the side, he just placed it in like this. But what he did was, when squaring it up, he pressed more on the right corner, which caused that card to kick out a little bit, like this. And as you can see, it's a little bit visible on the side there. And then what he did was he just, when turning the pack over, he could just glimpse that card like this, and then he could square it up. and he already knows what their card is. So I'll go through that again. They might have chosen any card, we'll use 4 spades. That was actually the card in the performance. So, spectator says stop here. Shin places it in. I'm gonna give you a back view here. So, what he does is he places his hand like this, but he kicks it out. When he pushes it in, he kicks it out like this, so it's out jogged a little, and then you can see it. You can see it when you twist it around. So that's going to take a little bit of practice. Once you get it, it'll be pretty seamless. If you don't feel comfortable with that, then you can just use any card force you'd like. But I think that's a little cooler because it's clean, and it's just more like the original trick that Shin Lim did. So once again, we'll take this card, Jack of Diamonds, place it in, and kick it out, get a peek at it. We already know the card's a Jack of Diamonds. So then, he gave it to a spectator to shuffle, so the cards are completely mixed up, and supposedly Shin doesn't know what his card is, but he already does. And then, what he does is he goes through the deck and just looks for the jacks, okay? He looks for the jacks, and when he finds a jack, he just ends that pile like that, so that pile has a jack on the bottom. And he does this 4 times. There's the Jack of Diamonds, and he has to remember what pile the Jack of Diamonds is in. And he keeps doing this. Keeps going through, looking for a jack right there. And then the last pile, he just goes through and has to find that jack and get it to the bottom, okay? Pretty simple. And like I said, he has to remember that Jack of Diamonds is right there. Okay? And once he does that, is he gives each spectator a packet, and making sure that the spectator that chose the card gets the packet with his card in it. Okay? And then what he has them do is burn the top card. And he says that this is like this is what you do in poker to keep people from cheating. But what this is actually doing is placing the 4 jacks to the bottom. Okay? And then once they do that, they just shuffle up the pack and put cards on top. It really doesn't matter, because all the cards are going on top of the jacks, and those are the only important cards. Okay? Shuffle them up. Put some on top. Okay? And all that time remembering that this spectator is the one with the Jack of Diamonds. Can't forget that. And then what he has all the spectators do is just get rid of as many cards as they want into the middle. They can get rid of as many as they want, as long as they keep at least 1 card. So they just get rid of as many as possible. Okay? And then they can just get rid of these cards. They aren't necessary anymore. And as you can still see, all the jacks are still on the bottom of every deck, like this. Alright? And once they did that, they all counted their cards, and it doesn't actually, this is the counting of the cards is just a cover up to get the jacks to the top. So they all did that. It doesn't even matter how many cards they have, but it's just getting all the jacks to the top like this. So they all did that. And getting all the jacks to the top of the deck. And then Shin asked the first spectator if he would be impressed if his card was on top of his deck. And then he revealed that it actually was on top of his pile. And then he revealed that all the other 3 jacks were on top of their separate piles as well. So that was the performance and tutorial, guys. I really appreciate you watching, and comment if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.